Let me tell you a story about karma that'll make you think twice about your actions. You know how they say what goes around comes around? Well, this tale is the perfect example of exactly that. There was this guy, let's call him Mike, who had quite the scheme going. He'd discovered that pretending to be disabled could get him all sorts of benefits and sympathy. He'd roll around in a wheelchair, claiming he couldn't walk, collecting disability checks and donations from kind-hearted people who genuinely wanted to help someone in need. Day after day, he'd put on this elaborate show. When no one was watching, he'd get up and walk just fine. He had his routine down to an art, knowing exactly which stores to visit, which sympathetic shop owners would offer him free goods, and which corners were best for collecting donations. He'd even joined online support groups for disabled individuals, sharing fake stories about his struggles and receiving emotional support from people facing real challenges. But here's where the story takes a dark turn. One rainy evening, while walking home after another day of his deceptive act, something happened that would change his life forever. He slipped on some wet stairs and fell hard. The doctor said it was a severe spinal cord injury. The irony? The injury left him actually paralyzed from the waist down. Now here's the truly haunting part. When he finally regained consciousness in the hospital and the doctors told him about his condition, he broke down. Not just because he was now genuinely disabled, but because he realized the weight of his previous deception. All those people he'd fooled, all those genuine offers of help he'd exploited, it all came crashing down on him. The worst part? Some of the same people who had helped him before came to visit him in the hospital, not knowing that his previous condition had been fake. Their sincere concern and support now felt like burning coals on his conscience. He couldn't even look them in the eye anymore. They say life has a way of teaching us lessons, but sometimes those lessons come at a terrible cost. This man's story serves as a powerful reminder that pretending to be something you're not, especially when it exploits the kindness of others, can have consequences far beyond what we might imagine. Sometimes the universe has its own way of turning pretense into reality. The last I heard, he's become an advocate for disability rights, using his experience to educate others about the real challenges faced by people with disabilities. It's not the life he chose, but perhaps it's the life that chose him. A twisted path to redemption through genuine struggle and understanding.